1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It tastes so refreshing. It's working. Okay, we ready? Are you recording?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear me.
What are you doing? You just clapping on your own?
Okay.
Are we all part of this, or is this the
Nope.
Emily West show? Did
Emily
we
West
change
show.
that for the new year?
Yeah, and the Westwords ain't working.
Westwords ain't working.
1, 2, 3.
Oh! It's gonna be a great year. You kidding me?
Really good.
Kidding me? Take it away.
Welcome back to the ROWVA Automotive Podcast, slice of automotive life with me, Katie Shepard,
Me.
Emily West, and Mr. Hagedorn.
And some other people.
That one over there.
Good job. Hey, that first part's always the hardest.
I think I did really
right?
good.
I think you did great. West, your thoughts?
I would disagree.
Oh,
It's about the only thing going good this week.
yeah.
That intro to the podcast, and you just ruined it.
It's rough. So technically, we're the second week back. But somebody explain to me why we're just doing a podcast now. How did last week go?
We didn't do a whole lot.
I think we were only in school for
Oh, yeah, true.
2 days.
Two
We had
days.
Yeah, I kind of
we
forgot
had
about that part.
snow days for 2 of them.
Yeah, we didn't do anything. And we also didn't have any B days the entire week.
Yeah, even though like both of the classes we had were automotive days.
Yeah, I was gone
We
one of
didn't
them,
do anything.
right? And then,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because your foot.
yep, it's a little surgery action or a little post-surgery. Had to make sure the foot was still attached. Great news, it's still there.
Should we tell them what you said to us before we left for winter break?
I don't know. That was emotional. I mean,
See,
it
it
really
wasn't.
was.
Okay.
He thought he was going to die, and they weren't even going to put him under for the surgery. So we just kind of looked at him. And
Yeah,
just were
no.
like,
Because we were about to leave, and then he goes, just so you guys know, if this surgery goes bad, you guys were great students. And we both go, yeah, okay. See you in 2 weeks.
The thing that bothered me about that, Allie Kane, right? I made one request to Allie Kane. I said, if I pass away, you can come to the funeral. Just the only request I have is that you make a dozen red velvet cupcakes with cream cheese, cream cheese icing in my honor to give to my family. Just a dozen. And her response, obviously, I can't do it the same way she does because she's one of a kind.
Yes.
Her response, to paraphrase her, was, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for it. And then she walks out and she turns around and she says, well, maybe I'll make a few, but I'm not making a dozen. And then just turns around and walks out. So, like, the thought crossed her mind that, yeah, if you die, I will make something, but I'm not going to that extreme to make a dozen cupcakes for you. So,
Allie Kane, a dozen is not that many. That's like,
it's not, and that's like the minimum that you're going to make. It's not like I'm asking you to feed like a casting party,
yeah,
like a dozen.
just like a few
more
people.
like a casket parting.
Oh!
Hey, listen, we're going to extremes. This is his foot. He's not going to die.
He didn't. He's still alive and well.
I know, right?
Just kind of hobbling.
Very
Yeah.
dramatic.
Yeah, I'm wounded.
Very dramatic.
Drama.
I'm
Surprised he
wounded.
didn't come up in like a wheelchair because it's like, oh boy. I'm just surprised.
That would have
Should've
been
got
fun.
one of
Could have
those
put
scooters.
Could have put stickers on it. Changed the exhaust on it. Changed the wheels up.
The exhaust.
Yeah, you probably don't want the exhaust on it. So we're good with that, right? We only had 2 days of class. Pretty lackluster, right? Had a couple of weather days in there.
Yep.
How was break for you guys? Any big break stories? You guys go anywhere?
We.
For Christmas Eve,
Christmas Eve we hung out.
we didn't do much. We just
No, not really.
kind of sat there.
I had to wrap my presents, which Emily thought was hilarious because she thought I just picked up a bunch of random junk and just gave it to my family, which
kinda.
like it was like all mismatched. Like there was no theme to it at all. There's nothing.
Is that like a normal thing? Like you would just pick up random white elephant gifts?
Usually
That's pretty much what it was.
Usually I just pick up stuff that I think they'd like or think that it's funny and just give it to them. Like I tried to help my brother pick out presents for my mom, and he gave her chicken flingers.
Is that a food?
So no, you put them on your fingers and it's kind of like a slingshot, but it's a chicken. She thinks it's hilarious. She keeps on shooting them at me, like every day. She just turns around the corner into my room, and just shoots them at me.
All right.
Yeah, and then she gave him an onion.
It's not an onion. It's onion savor, and it looks like an onion. I gave that to my dad.
But it looked like
You
an
put the onion in it, and it saves it.
Yeah.
From what?
It's like a Rubbermaid.
Deterioration?
It's like a Rubbermaid, but it's an onion.
It's an onion container.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the funny thing about onions?
Oh,
My kids got my wife we got like a KitchenAid mixer, and so they got the little attachment to go to the front of it, which is like cool. Like it's like a salad shooter, right? You stick it on there and it chops everything up. My wife's making some kind of. I think she was trying to make onion rings, like restaurant style onion rings. So you got to like dice the onions up or something like. I don't.
Like haystack.
You have to make them a ring.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got no part of this.
Rings.
Well, no, I got you, but I always thought they just ringed the onion, like you know how the onion like come apart, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't eat onions. I don't. So we did this. So she gets through like 2 onions, and I come upstairs and I see this, and she is like bawling like she can't do it, and like she's like, I can't do it. You got to finish this. You got to finish this. I'm like no. So I thought when you say like onion saver, it would be like something that helps with that.
No, it's just a container that looks like an onion.
So it just saves the onion so you can cut it later and go through that misery.
Yes.
Misery.
Yeah.
No, I don't want any part of it.
And then for
I don't know.
And then for New Year's we hung out too.
Oh yeah.
We had a little party at the Nelsons.
Yeah. I
Like
got
always.
tackled by a little kid,
My little cousin.
and then
That's
her
awesome.
brother kept on like feeding into it.
Oh yeah.
Tyler, if you're seeing this, just never
Great
do
work,
that again.
Tyler.
Never
Keep
do
up
that
the
again.
good work, my friend. Got to keep them honest.
Yeah, and then speaking about New Year's, that also is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
And I still don't have my license.
Well, are you 12, 13?
16.
Whoa!
And I
Gonna
don't have my
drive.
license
Gonna
yet.
hit the roads in Knox County. Tell us about that. How's it like? You're free. You got the wind in your hair. You're driving. You got your license. Everything's great.
Absolutely not.
No.
Complete opposite. The state just doesn't want to hand out like license to 16-year-olds anymore, so I'm just sitting here on the
Not
bus
true.
every morning,
they'll hand them
chilling.
out. They're not open for
Riding
anybody.
the bus builds
at all.
character.
but not the character I want.
The further back you sit,
Yeah.
the more you know. Isn't that in the song? Luke
I don't
Bryan?
know.
Don't have a
I
clue.
hated riding
Yeah.
the bus. It was horrible.
It is horrible.
But guess what?
Sucks.
I got my license.
Me too. I drove today.
Hey, I'm probably gonna give you a ride
Shepard,
home
how'd
today,
you get here
so-
today?
I drove
So did
the
I.
Impala.
Yeah, I did that. So did I.
Yeah.
I didn't have to share my vehicle with anybody I don't like, or
Nope, I jammed out to my music.
so did I.
You don't
On the
have
way
to
here.
share like a vehicle with like 50 other people?
No,
That's
it's
just
totally-
crazy.
yeah,
I
it's
never
completely
knew that
crazy.
could happen.
Yep. Someday.
Someday, far future.
So what's the ETA on you getting a license?
Isn't it like next week?
Okay, so they shut down for 2 weeks since the 1st. And then after, so that would be like
Today or tomorrow, right?
next Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Or this Tuesday, whatever. Yeah, whatever. They're supposed to open back up. And then, oh no, the state wants to shut down again. So now we're shut down for another week. And I can't call in to see if like this week is just appointments or anything.
I
I'm
thought it
stuck.
was, I thought they went to appointments. I knew they were closing, but I thought they went to appointments where you could like, call in and do it.
See, like I called in, I think it was like the 2nd, just to make sure that I wasn't missing out on anything. And they pretty much said that I had to wait, and then they hung up on me. Both of them.
They
Both
hung
places.
up on you?
Yeah, like I was like, look, I'm turning 16, you know, of course I
And they're like, you have to wait.
was a little bit more business lady.
In
but
my mind, that goes differently. I
But they
think
just kinda hung
you
up.
being rude and then them trying to be as polite as they can be,
He
and finally
always
like
thinks, he
they
always
can't
thinks
handle
we're
it.
just
it's
rude
a
to
driver's
everybody.
license bureau.
Not us.
Like, have you ever went into there? They're always so mean.
Last one I went into was in Aledo, and I waited 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Just for them to say like, "Oh, sorry,
I had to
can't help
register
you."
a trailer. No.
Last time I went to-
Usually when you get in there, if anybody works at the DMV, we're not painting with that broad of a brush. But generally, when you go in there, you have to do something, and you always forget like the one thing that you needed to do it.
I have a funny story.
Like the letter, you got to have mail from 2 corresponding addresses. You've got to have a credit card statement that
Yeah.
birth certificate of your firstborn son.
So when I got my license, so it was during COVID, and it's when they all shut down, and I had to wait like 3 months to get my license. So 2 weeks isn't that bad. And
Whoa! Now it's gonna be 3 weeks, and who knows how far it's gonna be? It may turn into
Who
3
knows?
months. So shut
You're
your
right.
mouth.
But when I got mine, they opened up, the first day they opened up, all the like 16-year-olds that were supposed to get their license lined up at the door.
They were excited.
So I was going to go to the one near us in Galesburg. We went there, stopped by there, and it was wrapped around the building. The line was wrapped around the building. So we're like, no, we're not doing that. So we went all the way to Wyoming.
You talking about the state Wyoming?
No, I'm talking about this.
Like over
the
by
town-
Colorado?
The town Wyoming
I'm not familiar.
in Illinois. Yeah, well, you're not
That's where our
familiar
game
with a
was
lot of
last
things.
night.
So we went there,
Mhm.
and I still had to wait in line. It was really hot outside and everything, but it was okay. And one of our automotive students, Connor Steck, was in that line too because his birthday's in April. And he got up to the door, he went inside, and then I see him walk right back outside, and I'm like, wow, that was fast. And he looks at me, he goes, I brought the wrong birth certificate. He brought the like show one that has like the handprints on it and stuff. I was like, are you kidding me? So he had to go back
They
home.
didn't want to see like his footprint and stuff?
No.
Oh. Okay.
So he went all the way back home and went all the way back and had to wait in the line again. And it was funny. It was so funny because he was all the way in the back of the line by the time I got out of there. It
Unbelievable.
was so funny.
Unbelievable.
So funny.
Well, we're all crossing our fingers for you, West. You'll be on the road before you know it in that nice Chevrolet
Yep.
until we can get you in a Ford.
So excited. Dad did drive my truck yesterday to pick me up for my game. And I got in the truck and my lights were on because I put like little lights, LED lights in it.
You're
Had
already
them on.
modifying this truck?
The Underglow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You did not do Underglow.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because it's so much fun.
That's illegal.
Not like
No,
outside,
not
like
outside.
inside.
In
In the cab.
Under the
Like
dash.
under the footwell and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because it's fun.
I
Anyways,
have that in my car.
Yeah,
That's good, like,
Jaybird
if
loved
you,
it.
if you drop something.
Jaybird loved it. He
No,
played
'cause
with
you can
it
put it
all
on,
the way
like-
home.
Then I retract my previous statement. If Jaybird likes it, then I like it as well.
Exactly. You want to hear the other thing I did?
I do.
I put like cow print sticker on like the front emblem.
So the front, the Chevy emblem is cow print. It's so cool.
Yeah, my dad didn't like that one, but
We have different definitions of cool.
well, I can't do anything like actually cool to it, like put a lift kit or like paint it or do anything like that. Like I have to keep it how it is, so I have to do smaller, easier modifications. You know.
Maybe just drive it for a while. Just feel it out.
Well, right now I can't.
Because right now
drive,
you're taking
so-
it for like garage test drives, right? You just go and you sit in it and imagine what could be.
No, but that's what we did.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
So
Christmas
I'm just
Eve.
saying, like, give it
just
a
sat
week.
there.
Go drive the thing for a week. See how you use it and like maybe what's not there that needs to be there, what's there that you don't use, and then you can make those adjustments rather than just cow print and everything and hanging a bunch of lights in the middle of it.
We were about to go somewhere. I'm pretty sure you said, "Oh, but we could take my truck, but you'd have to drive."
I'm
I'll
just
take
ready to
my
get it
car.
out the garage. You know, it's been sitting there for way too long. I'm just ready to go. Just ready to go.
I think it's the same year as my car though, because when I got in it, like everything's the same.
Same part, like
Yeah,
same
it's
buttons and everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's awesome. Well, it's good to be back, right? All right, so we're back at school. What's going on this week? What's the big news everybody needs to know about out there and our 8 listeners who
We
listen
got
to our
merch.
podcast.
We got merch.
I know, and
got
Shepherd is
merch.
sporting hers proudly. Oh, wait, no, she's not.
I'm sorry.
She lost it.
I did not lose it.
It's a goner.
I didn't have time to look for it this morning. So it's somewhere.
She has worn the shirt
In
and
my
that
house.
several times. So,
Yeah, like
I-
almost every day.
I
so we
have
got some
worn it a
sweatshirts, we
lot.
got some T-shirts, right, with our emblem on it. Mm-hmm. We do have a few left over that are probably going to go pretty quick, and they're all larges, except for one medium. I don't know the exact
Yes.
number.
So if you see this and you want a large sweatshirt, contact Mr. Hagedorn.
Yeah, I'll put that on the screen somewhere magically through the magic of editing.
And then you have to come get it.
Yep. Because I'm not shipping anything. I'm not going through
That's
that. I'm not waiting in line.
That's
If
for
you go to
post
ROWVA,
office.
just come get it.
So, are we happy with the shirts? What I mean, we'll probably won't be the last ones we make. I think they're pretty.
I think they're
I
really
wouldn't-
good.
I don't want to say boring, but they're pretty
Generic.
muted.
They're pretty ROWVA
Pretty
Automotive.
muted, yeah. I think what I'd like to do is when we go to Cordova in the spring is get our race team shirts.
Yeah, we should put our names on there.
Yeah, and do that. And like the thing I remember is it North Scott who always had all the cars out there? One of those high schools.
Yeah.
One of those high schools, and they had
Or
like their cool
Riverdale.
the racing T-shirt on the back. It had like the tree, and cars going down. Like it was a really cool artwork on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we need to do
that'd be
something
really
fun
cool.
with that.
So if we can do something with that, and then get everybody who's going, get their names on it and stuff. So
Speaking
The
of
table.
Battle of High Schools,
yeah,
can I advertise it?
I wish you would.
So, Battle of High Schools is going to be in May. I don't know the exact date yet, but it's usually in May, in the beginning of May. And it's for students with their daily drivers. You do not have to have a race car. I did not have a race car last year.
Very
Did
few
not have
people
a
there
race car
actually have like
the year
dedicated race
before.
cars, right?
Yeah, there's only a few people that bring their race cars, but they're street legal, so they could drive them out on the road. That is the point of this Battle of the High Schools. You bring your car that you drive to school, and you race it. It's so fun.
We could
It's
take
a
the
blast,
minivan
yeah.
if you wanted to.
You could take the minivan. You
There
could take
will
your
be.
trucks.
Yep, there was a couple of minivans, lots of trucks. Mark Dennis last year
There's
in
a-
his truck got
yeah.
to the semifinals, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and it's fun. It kind of gets to the common misconception of it's a racetrack, you got to have a race car, or if you're taking your street car out there, you're abusing it. But you guys will know your brother took your mom's. Is it a Toyota?
It was a Nissan.
Nissan, that's right. Yep, took the Nissan out. So you don't really abuse it. You're basically just accelerating quickly like you would on an interstate on-ramp.
Yep.
And usually street cars aren't going to get much over 80 or 85 miles per hour.
It's a lot about dialing, how accurate your car is, and usually street cars are.
Hopefully, I don't know, it depends on the street car.
But yeah,
Yeah, but it's a fun thing.
it's
We'll
really
talk.
fun.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that, right? As the time gets closer.
I'll make up posters.
It'll be great. We'll get shirts out. Man, it's exciting. But the important thing is we got to get a rear end in the Camaro.
Yeah,
So I've got a couple of leads on that. Nothing really. I'm ready to.
we got headers for the Chevelle.
Oh. So is the Chevelle going to make a? Really? Wow. We got to keep that under wraps too. So don't tell anybody.
Okay, it's a secret. Don't tell
So
anybody.
we'll see. That may mean that West is operating the Camaro.
How about let's ask Connor or somebody first?
That may mean that West is operating the Camaro.
All right, sure. I'll run it. I'll do it for sure.
So we'll see. We got to get it working first. So,
Need
all
a
right.
big
So we got
car.
shirts. We got planting the seeds for our day at our high school drags.
And we got engine.
We had
that,
engine, but
Well, I'm saying updates.
Still working on engines, right? So where are we in the engine process of starting, disassembly, cleaning, reassembly, finished? Where are we
We're
at in
in
that?
reassembly.
In reassembly.
we already
and-
painted it
Yep,
Yeah,
we
it
painted
looks
it.
so beautiful. What color?
blue.
Beautiful Ford. blue.
Ford blue.
Beautiful Ford blue.
Ford. It's a Ford. Ford blue. Yeah.
Just beautiful. So today, what did you guys do specifically today?
We put some
Pistons.
pistons in, and that was fun. That
Westwards.
ain't working.
Yep. So you guys, the ladies, are putting the pistons in the 460. Mm-hmm. I think Dennison and that group that's doing a 350 small block.
They're also putting
they are
pistons
also
in.
putting pistons in. And then we've got Luke's group.
They were washing.
They were cleaning
and
the
prepping.
block and prepping it
Prepping
for
for
paint. And then our Ford guys did nothing.
Ranchero?
The Ranchero guys did
Because
nothing.
their engine is.
Their engine is at the machine shop.
Yeah.
So it went to the machine shop just before break, and we got a call from them, and they said that cylinders were slightly out of round, so they went through and they were going to bore it 30 over. The crank looked good, so they were just going to clean the crank up. And I should get a call from them hopefully today that it's ready to go.
Good deal.
How
So-
fun.
So also in the independent study section with the Ranchero has gotten lots and lots and lots of work done on it in the last couple of days. That's Andrew Dilbeck, Gavin Gerard. Even some guys in First Hour Woodworking who are waiting on wood were able to help on that. So we're probably going to put a coat of epoxy primer on a lot of the panels today, just to keep it from rusting, because they've gotten the paint cleaned off of it really well. And we don't want that to flash rust, so.
And then the kit car. The kit car, we put some body
Body filler, right?
filler.
On the,
Yeah, I say putty all the time.
on the seams, and then you were also out there working on just scuffing the gel coat.
Yep. So we can get that ready to paint.
Yeah. So that gets all scuffed, the seams get all taken care of, or at least preliminarily knocked down and smoothed out, and then we will shoot that with a coat of epoxy primer. And then it goes back on the frame for testing, and then we fit the doors.
Yep.
So it's getting there, and then also Connor and Trevor were taking the power steering pump and the alternator bracket. They took those brackets off, cleaned them up, and painted them, and now they were going back on today. So lots of work on the kit car too. So the goal with that is still to have that thing completed minus the paint job in May.
Yeah.
So as of right now, we're still on track for that.
There's the bell.
Lots of bells. Today we got the advantage of working through AS, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anything else that's happening in school or in class that we need to know about?
TikTok.
Oh.
Yeah, TikTok, yeah. We're going to do some more advertising, I guess,
Yeah.
for promoting. So
ROWVA
we've
Auto
been-
TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Go
that's
watch it.
It's
There's
ROWVA
only-
Auto, isn't it? That's the at.
ROWVA
At
Automotive.
ROWVA Auto.
I don't. Yeah.
We'll put it up on the
something
screen.
Like that.
Yeah. So we've been just trying to work on promoting the class and the podcast and whatnot. So we created a TikTok page, and yeah,
We only have two up on
videos,
TikTok,
yeah.
but we also have Instagram Reels.
That's where I'm more comfortable, because like I do with if anybody follows on Instagram, like I do like the basic pictures. Basically, I do the same thing on Twitter that I did on,
Yeah.
or the same thing on Instagram I did on Twitter, which is put a picture on there and just kind of explain what we did. The good thing is I don't have to put all the hashtags. Are you supposed to do that on Instagram?
I mean, you can. More people will see it.
I don't like hashtags.
But we have like 3,000 views on one of our reels on Instagram.
We have 6,000 on the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going viral.
They're fun. That's the one thing. Like when you guys introduced me to this, like I was,
Yeah,
imagine
you were
this,
like,
I was a
no.
little negative, right?
You were like, no,
No.
not happening.
We're
made
not
a
doing
video.
TikToks.
Yeah,
No
we-
TikToks. Like
yeah.
that's the thing, because in class everyone's on their little phones. They're always on TikTok, and it drives me nuts.
TikTok.
So when I
Such a
started
dad.
looking at them and I started realizing kind of what they were, they're hilarious. They're
They're
good.
so
They're funny.
funny.
Yeah.
Well, I just find it funny because me and Katie were supposed to be painting, I think it was our heads.
Cylinder
Or-
heads.
Yeah, we were supposed to be doing that. And we ended up making a TikTok. And we were so proud of it. We went up to Hagdor. We were like, look at this. And he just started dying laughing.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, he started making videos too. So,
the thing about it, I knew nothing about that. Right?
yeah. Yeah.
I knew nothing about the TikTok stuff or how it worked. And so when you guys were like, hey, we're going to do this, to me it was kind of interesting, because I'm like, all right, I want to see what it is, what you're doing. And then you see the audio behind it is obviously the audio is the funny part, right?
Yeah.
And so when you guys did that about, hey, I got a new car, it's going to be great, and it's obviously the Ranchero. So we kind of poke fun at ourselves a little bit. And also it's kind of a way to,
Show you guys
this-
what we're doing.
but also kind of show that like this is a fun class.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
fun program, right? We don't take ourselves that seriously.
No.
So you know, it's fun. And like the one we did last night with Luke, which will be out there soon. Like that
Yeah.
was
Oh, it's
that to
out
me
there.
was hilarious.
It's out
Yeah,
there.
that was hilarious.
Yeah, so that's a good one. And so I think if we continue to do that, because it gives people kind of a view of what goes on inside the shop, but also shows that
We have personality.
we have
too.
personality, we can have fun, we got a sense of humor, all that good stuff. So I think it's going to be a fun media, and it's also just a ways to get pictures and stuff out there and to keep our name out there and let
Yeah.
people know what we do.
Because we actually take a lot of pictures and videos throughout the
We do.
class, but
Oh,
we have
yes.
we just don't post them. Really.
I know, and that's what I was thinking about with in March when we have the open house. Like if we have
Yeah.
our TV out there and we
Make a
just have those
slideshow.
slideshows. But
That's
I'm
a good
thinking,
idea.
Yes.
Man,
That'd be-
the
that'd be
I'll be
logistics
sitting
of
in there
that.
the whole time.
Yeah, the logistics of just that
I have a presentation.
going through is going to be huge. What do you have a presentation in?
English. I have to act like I'm a farmer.
That's going to be really tough.
It's gonna be
You better
so
start
tough.
practicing right now.
I mean, it's like making me.
You
All you
realize
gotta
your
do is sit
your
there.
brothers are going to have a
Make me
heyday with
scared.
that, by the way.
Yeah, your
Right?
brothers are
You
gonna make
pretending
fun
to
of
be a
you.
farmer. She does that every day. Ain't no different for her.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I had to make an essay about a career.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, shout out to Tyler West. He's a new listener.
Yeah.
So how about that?
10:30 at night, he told me that he was starting to watch them, and he
Yeah.
was just
He's
ecstatic.
excited. Sent out the little text to me. Said, "Hey, these are great. Need to insert the West words ain't working," which
Yeah.
we're working on it.
Yeah.
Sorta.
So
Promise we take English class. See, I can't even.
Shepherd
even
words
talk.
ain't
well,
working.
you take it. Well, I don't know how seriously
I
you
passed
take
it, so
Yeah, I passed with an A+, so.
I don't know if I was an A+, but
Open house is coming up in March. Right?
Sometime.
We're gonna have to get something together for that for the auto program. Probably have our engines out. Hopefully, engines running by then.
We could
Have the
do
cars
a,
out.
like, at the open house, do a little grand starting thing
We've
and
done
make
that
it like
before.
a whole thing, and
We
then
did that before.
start it like in front of everybody.
We did that. So the last time we built engines, McQueen and MERS did that. We had their engine out there and
That could be so much fun.
started on fire, and there was all sorts of fun.
oh, it was so funny because I was in the middle of the hallway in high school, and then someone runs up to me and goes, "Katie, it's on fire," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "The engine's on fire," and I'm like, "What? No." That's why I walked back there, and there was people just standing around, it's just smoking.
Well, it was
That's nice.
So we were trying to obviously the carburetor on it was not the right carburetor for it, and so it was flooding, and then it would have raw gas coming out the exhaust, and then when it would fire, you'd belch fire out the exhaust. I thought it was cool. Everyone else was a little nervous.
Well, I can
It's on
see
fire.
why. I can see
What?
why. I mean, we're used
Everyone
to
takes that stuff so
but
seriously. It's just fire.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
just fire.
That's what we got fire extinguishers for.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. No big deal.
It's part of the fun. Anything else coming up in school we need to know about? We're going to keep plugging away on the engines. Any idea what do you think we're going to do after we get our engines done? Granted, we're a couple weeks away from that, but
Start them.
I know. Do you know?
What are we gonna do?
Working on the Camaro.
Do
Sort of.
Hopefully.
Sort of. We're going to move into rear ends, rear differentials.
So yes.
So we're going to get the differential from the Ranchero. We're going to get one for the drag car. And then we're going to take the one out of the drag car. So we'll basically do the same thing with engines, only with rear end assemblies, where you guys will disassemble them, see what they're made of, put them all back together.
fun?
So we got that to look forward to. But again, we got a little ways to go. Right now, we're still putting pistons in engines.
Question of the day.
I love questions.
Or question of the week, actually.
Every day people are asking me questions, and I don't understand why.
I think we have 2 questions, right? Right?
I only know of one.
Yeah.
And I know, I mean, it came from a very, very cool source. Who did the question come from?
My mother.
Your mom's awesome.
My mom's awesome.
She's great.
So
What was her question?
she asked me, what is the difference in between summer windshield wipers and winter?
That's a good question. Do you guys know?
And I answered her.
Yes.
So you told her?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Did you do it in a nice, polite way, or were you very condescending? Like,
No,
duh.
it was
Like,
in-
this is
I
how
was
this is
in a
how it
nice
is.
way.
It was nice?
Yeah, see, my brother would do that.
Nah.
Oh, yeah.
Your brother doesn't.
Oh,
do,
yeah.
Your brother doesn't do anything wrong.
If I ask him a question, he's
Oh,
like, "Are you serious? You don't know
please.
this?"
Well, he's probably responding in kind to you.
No.
Back to wiper blades. What is the difference? What did you tell your mother? I'm curious.
I told her that one's more durable than the other, so the winters are more durable. And it's not really winter windshield wipers. It's more like all weather.
They do have winter specific.
They do? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. Maybe
So
I did.
I would say they don't really have just summer blades. Generally, when you have wiper blades, you get an all season or you can get a winter specific. And the winter specific blades are generally a lot more durable. They're a lot heavier duty. They usually have an extra coat of rubber on the blade part.
Yeah. The one, yeah.
The rubber coating, you might have seen them. Like some windshield wipers actually have like a rubber like coating over the whole windshield wiper itself,
Yeah.
so you don't see the frame. And that's for the ice and snow. So you don't want ice and snow getting in those center parts and breaking, or worst of all, like what happened to my wife. You hop in the car, turn the windshield wipers on, and the windshield wipers are froze to the windshield, and it just yanks the arm right out of the windshield wiper, and the wiper stays on the window. It's super awesome. So the winter blades are a lot heavier duty. They're made with a little bit different rubber that is made to stand up to colder temperatures and still remain flexible enough to contact the windshield when it's
So,
moving.
okay. So when you go to like Farm and Fleet
Yeah.
and you see like windshield wipers that have RainX on them, it
Yes.
says RainX.
Yeah. So RainX is actually
It's a product.
it's a film that goes onto the windshield. So think of
Yeah.
like a wax on your car,
Yeah.
right? So you apply wax. That wax is actually a thin coating that protects the paint and clear coat of your vehicle. So RainX is that same thin coating that goes over the windshield. And what it does is when water hits the glass, instead of like staying there or
It slides off.
yeah, it keeps the surface tension of the water stays in a bead, and then the bead flies off because of the speed that you're driving. It's supposed to be like you shouldn't have to use windshield wipers at all, right?
Yeah.
So the windshield wipers with RainX have that impregnated on the rubber,
Okay.
and then every time it wipes across your windshield, it's supposed to apply that RainX to the windshield wiper, to the windshield.
Oh.
Doesn't work that way.
It doesn't?
No.
Okay, so like my brother uses RainX on his windshield.
Sure.
He does it, and sometimes he does it to ours.
Yeah.
But he's like all about it. I just didn't know what the wipers do. Like I just thought they were just a wiper, just a regular wiper that.
Yeah, some of them are impregnated with it, but I think RainX actually has their own version of wipers. So that I don't know.
There you go.
All right, so question of the day. Was there another question?
I feel like there was from like a different person.
I don't remember any.
I don't know. If you do have a question, what are they supposed to do?
Send it in.
Send it in, right? We'll answer them, car related or not.
Email me, her, him.
Well, I'm just putting one address up there. I'm not putting me and hers up there.
It's well, if you go to ROWVA, you could just type in my name and
Yeah.
see
Or
it.
you
But-
just come down to the great automotive room and tell us.
Yeah.
Some people don't even know we're down here. Some people don't. And it's funny because you see their expression when they pop in here and they look around. They're like, "What is this place?"
I know, and
Yeah,
then
that
they see
is-
this
yeah.
room, they're like, "Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's
Some
here?"
people get confused walking around here.
Yep. It happens a lot if you don't come
Yeah.
down here.
I used to get confused, but now it's
I don't.
Yep.
just a big
All right. So
square.
if you got questions, car related or not, send them in.
Yep.
We'd love to hear them.
All right, next segment.
Argument of the week. This is the one thing we're great at.
That's
Yeah.
my favorite part.
Yeah.
It's what we're good at, right?
I don't think this is a good topic though. Like I feel like we could do better with this. But
What do you mean? This is a great argument.
So who gave us this one?
it's very
Lizzie Johnson, our great friend Shu.
Miss Shu.
All right, I'll say it.
Let me say
all
something
right.
about Shu before you keep going.
All right. Yeah.
I'm proud of her today. You know what she was doing today on your engine? Lubricating the piston skirts, making sure everything
She
got in
was
there. She was
very-
helping you, getting the hand, like she had gloves on, but getting slimy with that assembly stuff.
Yeah, I was surprised, and it was in a white sweatshirt.
I understand it. I mean, this
This
is
is
crazy.
crazy.
Like, I'm really, really impressed with how you guys have taken that. So great job to Shu.
Yes.
If
Shout out.
if she
to her.
watches, I know she's probably the number one listener. Actually, she's probably never listened at all. But
I would agree.
someday she will, and she'll appreciate that. All right, what does Shu suggest as an argument?
All right, her argument was: does Lightning McQueen Did I say that? I felt like I said that wrong.
Yeah, you said it right.
Have
Lightning McQueen.
life insurance or car insurance?
Okay, you just reminded me of something, but it'll wait.
So Lightning McQueen from the Cars movie, right?
Yeah.
From the Cars movie, and she's asking us if Lightning McQueen has to have car insurance or health insurance. So this is a pretty.
What are you looking up?
I'm looking at what time class ends.
Oh.
It's 16 or whatever at the end.
Well, that clock doesn't work.
Fourth hour starts at 51, so we got a little bit. So it's a pretty hotly debated topic online. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious.
Especially on TikTok.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't do the TikTok.
I haven't seen that on TikTok.
So what is
haven't?
your take?
No.
What is your take?
What the heck? Okay. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, the great thing is you can't be wrong.
Yeah, I feel like it's life insurance, but kind of hearing people talk, like what your discussion will be, I kind of agree with you, but kind of taking all the fun out of it.
My
that's
logic
why-
sometimes does that.
So that's why I'm going to say life insurance, because it brings, like, a whole new life to Lightning McQueen,
The life insurance thing, I will agree with you on
Or
that
health
because
insurance.
the life insurance is going to make sure that, like, what's the Porsche name? I don't know, the girl that he dates or whatever. Sally. So if something happens to McQueen, he's like obviously his empire has to go to someone. So I think it is.
Susie?
Yes, Sally. I think.
It's Sally.
Yeah. So that life insurance would make sure that any of his assets would go on to Sally. That would make sure that you have the proper.
So
I don't know what you handing down of assets. Shepard, your thoughts?
So car insurance, it's like if you wreck something, if you ding something up, you go to them. And
We talk about
see
this
if you
in Intro to Auto,
see if you
right?
can repair it.
If you remember that from Intro to Auto, we
But-
talked about insurance. You guys are drawing blanks, but we did, trust me.
No, I remember
I think
it.
he has both.
You think both?
Yeah,
because that kind of makes sense, because they kind of just tie into each other. So
because if he gets a bump or a ding or something like that, then he gets car insurance, right? And then he can fix
Yeah.
it.
But then at the
But
same
then
time, like,
Life insurance,
that does the same thing.
not really.
Well, like, if you get hurt,
Health
it,
insurance.
So,
Right.
like car insurance. So you guys have a race car. So this kind of goes in there. If you have car insurance, like usually car insurance will not cover any kind of incident on a racetrack.
That's why we don't.
So
have it on
I don't know if the Chevelle's even insured. Okay, but your house insurance or that type of deal. Like
Yeah.
if your house burns down and your Chevelle's in the garage, like that sometimes covers it.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it's. I'm not an insurance guy. I don't play one on TV.
My mom's an insurance,
just-
and
yeah.
I don't pay attention
she
to
would
most of
like.
it,
Maybe
but
we could have her as a special guest, and she could
Yeah.
answer some of this. But I understand what you're saying. So yeah, he would probably be smarter to have both, right? To have life insurance for what happens on the racetrack, and car insurance.
exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. My position is completely different from yours, and it's too logical. My position is that he
Taking all the
doesn't.
fun out of it.
yeah,
does-
taking all the magic
He
out
says,
of it.
because Lightning McQueen doesn't have money, there's no exchange of goods in that movie, that
There's
he
not.
can't have insurance.
So you have to look at why does insurance exist?
So you can have money
So if I wreck my
to
car,
fix things.
or if someone wrecks my car, I am going to be made whole again, right? Someone is going to give me the money to buy a new vehicle.
Because you're
If
paying
I
for
don't
it.
have to spend money to buy a vehicle and someone wrecks my car, I would just get a new car. I'm not really explaining that correctly. My point is, in that entire movie, in the entire series, planes included, you never see anyone give money to someone else. So to me, that indicates that their society does not exist on monetary exchange. So, in other words, when he gets tires, he does not have to pay that guy for the tires. When he stops in at that restaurant or the drive-in, the drive-in,
Movie theater.
nah, it's not a drive-in movie theater. It's the drive-up restaurant,
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
and get food, right, or get fuel, right? They don't have to
when
pay them.
Tomater's on the phone.
Yeah.
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 When Tomater tows him, he doesn't have to pay him, right? Mm-hmm. It's almost like utopia to where, hey, we just do this stuff for the goodness of our fellow car. So if he gets hurt or if his car gets dented up, he's going to go back to the guy who painted him. They're going to do the body work on it, and he's going to do it because it's the right thing to do and it's good. He's not going to do it for an exchange of money. So why would he have to pay a guy? Why would he need reimbursement for that? If he gets hurt, he's going to go to the doctor, and Doc Hudson is going to fix him up. Doc Hudson's not going to charge him.
See, I've always found that funny, because, oh my goodness. So the whole Cars movie, they're putting like a human's life into a car, correct? Because if a car was hurt or whatever, they'd go to a mechanic. You know what I'm saying? But instead, they go to a doctor, like a human doctor.
Sure.
So that's why life insurance. That's why I'm still saying that.
Yeah, no, and I get you. I'm just saying that insurance is there to cover a cost, right? I have health insurance, so it pays my doctor or pays a portion of it. If I don't have to pay my doctor, do I need insurance?
Okay, just what if they did have money? Just put that into consideration.
Yeah.
If they did have money, which
I'm
one?
with you then.
Me?
I'm
Both
with you.
of them?
You got to have both.
Yeah.
You got to have both, and here's the funny thing about that is that I think that would be specific to Lightning McQueen and all of the other racers. I don't think that's specific to the people like Tomater. Like Tomater's going to have life insurance, but he's also going to have some kind of business insurance. Mm-hmm. He's going to have to call up Way Insurance and say, "Hey, I need some insurance for my towing company."
Group insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's got two different sections there. Just like we have car insurance and health insurance, the same thing. They're going to have it too.
Yeah, I would agree. But
it's one of those things. It's one of those things that'll probably never be correctly answered, but we can ponder it all day long.
When you said Lightning McQueen, all I could think of was like they have short films for
these are so funny.
short films for Lightning McQueen and like cars and stuff. And
Tomater.
There's Tomater and the Ghost Light, and then there's one
So good.
where they're like wrestling, and his name's Frightening McMean. It just cracks me up. I've been saying it for like the past 3 days.
We watched that at my house, didn't we?
Yeah, Mater and the Ghost Light, and then the wrestling one.
And there was a bunch of others.
So in cars 2 are the cows the tractors?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's the same way in planes, right?
I don't know, I've only watched it once, so I don't really.
Because I think in
Yeah.
planes they do that. They're getting ready to. No, maybe not.
I don't know. It was a long time ago when I watched it.
I don't know. That's like one of my favorite parts is the cows. They're waiting for the cows to. Or no, it's deer. Deer were running across the road, but it was John Deere tractors.
That's
That's
funny.
what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
funny.
in cars, it was the red tractors were the cows, and then the big, mean combine.
Combine, was
a bull.
the bull.
The bull.
Yeah. Have you watched the short films for
No.
cars?
Oh, you have
my
to. Your
gosh,
kids would
we
get a
have to
kick
watch
out of it.
them.
Well,
Mater
guess
and the
we're gonna have
Ghost
to watch
Light is about the funniest
so
one.
Funny. It's so funny.
So funny. Because
Good stuff.
at the end, they're like, no, the Ghost Light's not real. And then they're
Boom.
like, but
It's
the
real.
Screaming Banshee is. And then there's this big, like, what is it called?
I don't know what it was.
It's a dump truck. It's a dump truck. And it's like huge.
Yeah.
Standing right behind him. And he goes, the Screaming what? It's hilarious.
Well, we
Just
gotta watch it
cracks
now.
me up.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, at least we know what we're doing now.
Yeah.
All right. 3-day weekend. We'll see you guys back next week. Keep working on the engines. We'll keep doing what we do, and I guess we'll have another podcast for you next week.
Yeah.
What?
What's ready? Beep beep. Let's roll.
Great job. See how that works? It's so
After the
awesome.
hand motion.
All right. Good job. Man, we ran long on that one.